Hey everybody, this is David Speck and welcome to episode 4 of the Driving with Dave show. Today I want to talk to you about a business versus a hobby. A friend of mine and I were talking about a project that we have been working on together for about 6 months and wondering if it was ever going to take off the ground, if it was ever going to get going. It seemed like a great idea at the time. How many of y'all have had great ideas that didn't seem to pan out? And we were talking, and I brought up the idea. I said, when it was a hobby for you, you seemed a lot more excited about it. But once it became a business, and we started wanting to have real monetary results out of our efforts, we kind of lost interest. Now, that doesn't mean to say that everything you do has to have, a hobby-like feel to it. And not every business has to be not fun. That I think you can find both. However, when it becomes a business, when you start having to figure out a business plan and track your expenses and track your revenues and come up with ways to make money on the deal, then it really kind of makes the rubber meet the road. It's really a position where you decide, is this still worth doing? Now, I'm not giving you a particular time frame. It could be 6 months. It could be 5 years. For you and your industry, you know better than I. But let me reemphasize, just because it's something you really think is cool or something that you're passionate about doesn't necessarily mean it's a business. And just because you think it should be successful doesn't mean that it's going to be, regardless of the amount of hard work you put into it or the amount of marketing that you put into it or how you stay up late at night working on it. If at the end of the day the market doesn't want your product or service, guess what? You don't have a business. So remember that when you're coming up with all these brilliant ideas of things to start. Having entrepreneurial tendencies means that you will have a new idea every day, something that you'd like to try, something that you'd like to start, something that you think is going to be the next this, the next that. But if you cannot make money at it, or at the very least break even, then it's not a business. So I encourage you to really be able to take that step back and decide whether or not you have a business or a hobby. That'll do it for this week's episode of Driving with Dave. Remember, you can reach me on my website at www.davidaspecht.com. You can reach me on Twitter at DBizTools. You can follow me on my personal Facebook. I do Instagram. I am trying to do Snapchat, both of which are TheBizTools. And let's connect. If you have any questions, shoot them my way. I'd be glad to answer them on Driving with Dave. We'll see you again next week.